Hello everyone and welcome back to more Lucid9. Holy shit, we are back for more of this game. Oh my god, the last episode I left you guys off was a crazy one. Holy crap, I couldn't wait to get back into this. And to be honest, it has been a while since I've last touched this game, just because, as you guys can probably tell, I've been doing other game recordings that have spontaneously appeared once again back into my life, as well as been editing other episodes as well. So I couldn't get back to Lucid9 to pick up where we last left off, which is a crazy one. So also as well, yeah, on terms of that, I have forgotten most of the majority of the events that happened, that transpired, that led up to the apex, the breaking point of that last episode. So for whatever reason, we as Yama Ishimoto have been going, of course I think, yeah, I have no idea what happened. Okay, so I have no idea what happened after the last episode of that. But anyways, we were determined. I know for the fact that we were determined to trigger ourselves in order to actually find out what happened that night with our friend with I forgot his name. Oh my god, I forgot his name. Our friend, his last name is Ikari, but I forgot his first name. But yeah, anyways, regardless, we were really determined to find out what happened that night in that alleyway. So we were like going on a spree where we were triggering ourselves or something like that. I don't know. Regardless, we so happened to stumble upon Haru's phone. Haru Banya, the guy who got killed in the alleyway. We found his phone, but it was in our possession. It was tucked behind a drawer that was in our apartment, and we were like, holy shit, what is this? This isn't our phone because it's the newest, latest model, and it's like, what is it doing here? And of course, I think the battery was out, and we were like, oh my god, this is okay, so someone clearly planted this here and took the battery out so that we can't like look into the contents. But we of course remembered from our little field trip in the amusement park, where the latest phone model doesn't need the batteries in order to like charge itself. You can just plug it into an outlet. So that's what we did. We plugged the phone into an outlet, we managed to power it up, and we managed to scroll through the last messages that Haru had sent, and it was to our friend. It was to our friend, or our friend was texting him, was asking him where the hell he was, and of course, that triggered us to remember actually the full extent of like the memory that happened there. So we arrived at the alleyway because we got pinged for a location by Haru. So that's how we found him in the alleyway before he he died. But then of course our friend came in afterwards and was like, what are you doing here? Like, why are you, like, you're not supposed to be here kind of thing. This is dangerous. So he reassured us that he's trying to help us and that we should get the hell out of there because this looks really bad on us. And we're just like, why should we do that? And what's happening, and like what's going on here? And he's just like, dude, just go, like, I got this, like, I'm just trying to help you, you need to leave. So we ended up leaving. Oh yes, no, okay, so before we discovered the phone, as I was saying, our little triggering speed and how we were like intentionally trying to trigger ourselves to like get some memories jogging, we actually ended up kind of like lapsing and kind of like going on a little field trip outside, so our apartment. So that was that. Oh, that happened after the phone. Okay, that happened after the phone, when we discovered the phone. So we remembered the memory, and we were trying to retrace our path, and that's how we went on a little field trip around, the apartment. I mean, around the outside, and we did it throughout the entire night. And then, of course, that triggered the game made us go to Ruri's point of view. So Ruri, during the day, was going to school. We missed school as Yama that day, and Ruri, of course, was like troubled by the fact that we haven't still made up with Yama about the fight that we had. So she goes about her way. She skipped out on drama class or drama club. And then on her way home, or on her way to Yama's place, because she was like, okay, I might as well just go over there just nonchalantly, and maybe we can make up by then, like, to make it so that's not such a big deal. So she was on her way to Yama's place, but then we were being followed by somebody. We were being followed by this shadow, and then of course, and no matter how many times we turned the corner, we tried to run away from them, they were just there right at the corner of our eye. And of course, the point of view cuts and we were like, what happened to Ruri? We go back to Yama. It's nighttime now. Yama is kind of trailing back to his apartment, kind of dazed from his little adventure outside. But then he sees all these police people outside of his apartment, and he overhears Shigure talking with the police officer. I think his name is Katsu. I forgot. We've seen it a couple times. We met him in the forest, and of course, both of them have pinned us as the prime suspect for this Harubanya case, this new victim, and also like this newly disappearance of Ruri. We learned that Ruri has disappeared, and so we were freaking out, and we were like, no, this can't be. Like, why are they accusing me, kind of thing. Like, and we were sort of self-doubting ourselves as well too, because we're like, what do we do when we lapse? Like, I don't understand. Do we turn into a completely different person, or do we just, our memory's just fuzzy? So either way, we couldn't go back to our apartment. We go hide out at the subway station, and of course that's where we sort of kind of have a lapse as well too. We were in our head, and we were conjuring up these like images of people that we know, and they were talking to us, they're giving us these pep talks, but then we sort of transitioned into like this deduction sort of scene where we were trying to piece together all the information that we had to figure out who the hell this murderer was. So through a series of questions, through a series of like, stuff that we knew, like, like the person that probably put the phone in our apartment doesn't know technology, and like they know our passcode and blah blah. And we were accusing our friend Ikari, the guy. We were accusing him of being the murderer because he fits sort of like the description, because he was there where Harubanya was murdered, and he was being hella shady. Like, he was let go by the police when Shoji was killed, and it was really shady. But anyways, regardless, we ruled him out because he would have known that the phone was able to charge with just an outlet and the battery was not needed. So we're like, no, he's tech savvy. He knows, how a phone works. He can't have been the person who would try to frame us. So that's that. So, and then we found out that, of course, the police was corrupt and such and so on. And then, of course, through this long-winded sort of like back and forth between accusing Ikari, accusing ourselves, and pitting us as the murderer, we finally figure out that the prime suspect, is Mr. Ryota. It's our counselor. And we were like, what the fuck? Like, it makes sense because he knows the ins and outs of the schools. He knows, the students, like the profiles and stuff, and how they are, like, if they have any sort of mental illnesses that they're going through. He doesn't know much about technology. He knows our passcode because it's an easy enough passcode to like remember with just one glance. And so he was there at our apartment when we were in our moving day, and he would take advantage of us with our lapses and our memory lapses, and that's how he will be able to get away with this murder. So we're like, holy shit, what the fuck? So anyways, there's that. We're here. We've come to that conclusion. We feel super betrayed. I felt super betrayed. So we're here now, and essentially, the little achievement, just so that FYI, the little achievement that I got in between the whole deduction scenario, it was like this time is ticking thing. I thought it was because I took too long, or I chose some of the wrong answers, but it turns out I didn't. I just didn't. It says in the descriptions that I never chose the wrong answer in the deduction sequences. I'm like, yes! Sign me up! I am a detective! Hey! Anyways, let's go! We got a phone call waiting for us. We were super, like, worried about Ruri, and how we were like, time is ticking. Ruri can be in trouble. Ruri can be dead already. And this is the one phone call that's coming through, and it's an unknown phone number. So let's pick this up and see who the hell it is. So the phone number, unknown, the risk, high. Oh yeah, because we were also like a prime suspect. We were also thinking that maybe the police might try to track us down by calling us, or whatever with the phone thing. But anyways, whatever. Regardless, we're gonna pick this up. If I answer it, and it is from the police, I'll be caught in the blink of an eye. Ruri will die. Ryota will run free. But if I don't, what then? I'll be left alone to fend for myself, and somehow I'll have to extract Ruri safely and catch Ryota and somehow stay alive. Is it even possible, or do I need help no matter how much I despise it? You need help. Answer the phone, don't answer the phone. No. Oh my god. We need help though. We need help. We need to tell somebody. I don't think we can do all that stuff by ourselves. No, I don't think, don't answer the phone. No, there's too much risk. I'm not in a position where I can trust some random stranger. Exactly. And of course, I was like, what are the chances that Mr. Ryota will have a tingly feeling where we're onto him kind of thing? Like he has no reason to call us and be like, he'll taunt us with Ruri kind of thing, where it's like, oh well, like I'll give Ruri over if you don't tell anyone about it kind of thing. I don't think so. I don't think Mr. Ryota is that, like, he didn't plan that far ahead.
You thought, bitch, you thought.
Like he's counting on us to not be able to figure it out because of our like lapses and stuff. So that's why he chose us as like the prime target to frame. So I stuff my phone into my pocket and ignore its angry pulses. But even so, I don't need to come up with some kind of alternative plan? Yeah, exactly. Wasting away in an underground tunnel won't do anything for me or for anyone else. But what can I do? I can't talk to anyone, and I highly doubt that anyone would take an anonymous tip seriously, especially at this hour in the morning. Being a wanted man definitely seems to limit my options. And my phone rings. Again? That's it. I'm about to turn off my phone entirely, but the name that pops up stops me cold. Who's it? There he is! Of course, there we go. Jiro Ryota. Damn, maybe I should've... Fuck! Just the man I've been thinking of. At this ungodly hour in the morning, why would he be contacting me? I haven't talked to anyone since I learned about his true identity. He shouldn't know. Nobody should know. My curiosity trumps my caution. I pick up the call, holding the phone gingerly between my fingers. What do you want? Hello? Hey, kid. Hearing his voice makes me freeze. This voice that comforted me, guided me, made me laugh. In the end, it left me, just like everything else. I quickly shake myself, trying to master my words. Hey, Mr. Ryota. I know that it's like some crazy hour or another, but I was wondering if we could meet up. I have something important to tell you. I have something important to tell you. It has to do with you know, your lapses. Is that really it? No, it can't be. Just like all the other victims, he's setting a trap. He must be. Just like every other mentally damaged student that he's counseled. Mr. Ryota, it's too early for this. I know, kid, I'm sorry, but the police. He lets that hang ambiguously in the air, but I'm not fooled. Sorry, maybe some other time? You sure? It's really important. Maybe tomorrow, or something. I let my voice drop off, feigning sleepiness, but Ryota still for a long, long moment. I see, trying to play dumb with me, boy. Oh no! His voice has dropped to a lower, colder register that I've never heard from him before. I almost dropped the phone. A bolt of panic lancing straight into my chest. I'm self-doubting myself now. Maybe I should have picked up that phone call, but again, it's too risky. It's too risky. It could have been like the police. Exactly. It could have been the police. They could have easily tracked us down. He knows. How could he? I'm not deaf, you know. I can hear your voice just fine. You know what's it screaming? Distrust. You trust me about as much as you finish your homework, don't you, boy? The Yama I know, well, he'd be mumbling and grumbling, but he'd be dragging his ass over here. Why? Because more than being lazy, he's insatiably curious. This Yama, well, he didn't even ask for a hint. A bit out of character, don't you think? Oh my god! My fingers tighten on the phone until they start to pulse with pain. There's nothing for me to fall back on, but I have to tough this one out. Ryota is dangerous. I can't let him win. Who knows? So, boy, no more playing dumb. How much do you know? I know you're the murderer. That's a pretty good start. Hey, murderer is such a harsh term. I like to call myself an artiste, with the E. He chuckles again, but this time it comes with a pinch of shrillness that wasn't there before. My foreboding only skyrockets. Just what kind of insanity has he been hiding? So, now what? Quite simply, the fun begins. Come to my play, boy. I've been setting the stage. Talk normally. You've done it before. Oh, the false bravado of a man in love. I know it well. Did I really sound like that, I wonder? It's so terribly stupid. Are you going to answer my question, or are you going to wax more poetry? Poetry is by far the more interesting option, don't you think? Only for people with too much time on their hands. And that is the eternal problem, boy, for the both of us. We each have too much time on our hands. Far, far too much. Doesn't life just get so dull? Every hour passing drearily, like a never-ending group project where all you want to do is murder your classmates. I mean, I hate group projects as much as the next person does, but I don't want to, to the point where I want to murder my classmates. Jesus. That's what life is. How do you ease your boredom, I wonder? Television? Social media? No, you do neither. Sleep? Thanks, Shakespeare, but I think my life is my own business. I look forward to stripping that sense of righteous anger within you and replacing it with terror. I look forward to you trying. Oh no, don't say that to him. Ha, I love the ones that fight back. It just makes their descent all the more satisfying. Before I could respond, he plows on, his voice gradually rising in pitch. Now, let's set the stage, shall we? I thought you were taking care of that. Oh, don't worry, I'll be taking care of all the props. Do you hear me, boy? Don't bring any extra props. The thought never crossed my mind. Leave your phone at the entrance. I'll see if you try to smuggle something into the theater, understand? Oh, is that it? Not quite. Why are you so hasty to end the call? Am I boring you? Sure, let's go with that. Then I'll get straight to the point. There is a brief moment of silence, punctuated only by the faint tones of Ryota punching numbers into his phone. Then I hear a voice. Yama? Don't you dare do anything stupid. Oh my god, I knew it. Yeah, nothing hits me, but it's like all the breath that has been sucked out of my lungs. Ri? Stay there, don't come. I wordlessly open and close my mouth, desperately searching for words. My mind only runs blank. I'm sure you're already aware of this, but right now I am the master of Rui's fate. So, you might want to stay on my good side. This is how it's going to happen. You come to the back of the school, you know, the garbage truck route. You're going to dump all your toys, then I'll let you in. How? There's no entrance. Why is it that you all say the same thing? Boring. Where there is a will, boy, there is a way. So, that's it then. Well, actually, I feel like I should tell you this, just out of the kindness of my heart. Rui won't be there, for insurance purposes. I'm sure you understand. My fingers clamp in a death grip on my phone. What do you mean, Rui won't be there? Hush, child, why are you so impatient? Right now, Rui's in the safe hands of a third party, so long as you listen to my words. Right, that's what we were gonna say. I was like, he had an accomplice. Throughout the entire time that we have had these, like, point of view switches from his now point of view, his murder point of view, to like our point of view. So it's like every time he was in the forest murdering the students, he was talking to somebody else. So I wonder who this other person is. So we meet up, have a little chat, and I let Rui go. Everyone gets their happy ending, except the police, who, well, you know, they won't do anything anyway. A beautiful arrangement, no? Speak now or forever hold your peace. I grind my teeth and force a long, slow breath. If I go, I won't be able to see Rui with my own eyes. She could be anywhere. But am I really in a position to be making demands? No, I can't predict this new Ryota. I have no power, no trump card. If I push too much, he can make the situation even worse. I'll just have to make the most of it. The back of the school, then. I'll give you 15 minutes. I'm coming from the subway station. Then you better run. Ta-ta. Oh my god! And that's the last thing he says before he hangs up. Oh my god, almost blankly, I stand in the middle of the subway platform, phone swinging loosely from the edge of my fingers. Oh fuck. Then all of my muscles burst into action and I shoot out of the subway, legs pounding the pavement as fast as I can make them. My lungs start to burn as the cold night air cuts into my throat like knives, but I'm forced to ignore it. Stoplights in the cross sections warn me to stop, but when I see a gap between the incoming cars, I bolt across for my life. Engines roar by and horns belt in full volume. I'm certain that cars roll down their windows to call me crazy, scream that I'm an idiot, swear to call the police on me, but I don't care. They're coming back from a long day of work, or from grabbing fast food around the corner, or picking up their kid from martial arts or cram school. Meanwhile, there's a girl locked up somewhere, knowing nothing, except the sickening fact that at any moment she might die. And yet on they go, with fast food and martial arts and cram school. Oh my god. Yeah, this is crazy. That's crazy, honestly. The world blurs in a haze of bright fluorescent light. The world blurs in a haze of bright fluorescent color until I finally grind to a halt at the entrance to the school. My heart feels as though it's slamming into my ribs, bruising itself until it bleeds. I'm forced to stop and lean against the gate, gulping desperately for air. 13 minutes. I only have 2 left. Oh my god! I press my sleeve against the sweat coating my brow, allowing myself time for one more deep breath. Then I sprint around the perimeter of the school, stopping by the shady back area where all the good kids stay clear of. Ground up cigarette butts lie scattered on the floor, and if I squint, I can catch the light gleam of empty needles in the grass. Wow! Be doing drugs back here, huh? Well, maybe the school was a little less tidy than I first thought. As I near the trash bin, I notice a long, distinctly human-shaped figure leaning against a solid wall. Fine weather we're having. I expect the voice, but I don't expect the instinctive reaction that comes with it. My breath catches and my throat clogs, sending tears straight to my eyes, no matter how hard I try to keep them down. And Ryota steps into the moonlight, lips twisted into a lopsided grin. Out for a little night exercise? I try to speak, but no sound passes my lips. I know what he's doing. I know what this is. A power play. I'm sweaty, tired, disheveled, and likely very sleep-deprived. Forcing me to run here only gave him more of an advantage. And there's nothing I can do about it. Now, removal of gadgets, if you may? Wordlessly, I reach into my pocket and silently hand him my phone. I don't have any other choice. Turn out your pockets, pants and jacket. I do so. You're walking evenly, so I doubt you're carrying anything in your shoes or your underwear. Come in, we've wasted enough time. How? We're at the back of the... But then he touches the wall, and part of it slides away, and suddenly there's a keypad. What? He jabs a sequence of 6 digits into the keypad, waits, and the wall slides open. Oh my god. When was this here? It's nothing like one of those. Oh my god, I'm like tripping over my words because this is too much. This is too much. It's nothing like one of those mysterious puzzles of ancient architectures in video games, where the whole wall rumbles apart while the ground shakes and dust falls from the ceiling and a magical passage is revealed. Like Zelda! Simply put, a door-shaped part of the wall swings open, as if it was just a door painted to look like the wall, except the texture is somehow exactly the same. It's quiet, it's understated, and I would have never guessed in a million years that it was there, right? Ryota clocks my shock and only grins in response. Let me tell you something, kid. The janitor has to get in and out somehow to dump his trash. Now, smooth little schools like this, they love to give the illusion that they're perfectly protected, impenetrable walls in every direction, the only gate supervised by a card reader and cameras. But functionally speaking, you think that the janitor is going to walk out of the gates all the way around the school, dump, go back all the way around and through the gates? Of course not. That's sheer nonsense. Sheer nonsense. Something on the level of presuming that the janitor took everything to the land of missing socks. Yeah, something on the level of presuming that the janitor took everything to the land of missing socks. I knew that there had to be another way in, and well, it took some searching, but that's how I found this. Why hadn't I thought of something like that? Why did it have to be Ryota? If you're trying to brag, don't expect a red carpet award from me. What I'm trying to tell you, kid, is that even the richest school in all Isamu has crappy security system. I, one man, outsmarted it, just like this. To be fair, they probably weren't expecting a serial killer to be in their faculty. Ha, sloppy work on their part. Let's go. The night isn't getting any younger, and nor am I. That is true. Like, they boast about how it's like, yes, they have a psychology sort of like gatekeeper, where it's like, yes, no student who has any mental illnesses can, attend this school, and yet we got this guy. He turns and slides into the corridor, moving so fluidly that his head stays perfectly even over the ground. Oh my god. So I then notice that his careful steps renders him virtually silent, like a predator hunting down a piece of injured prey. It's a simple matter of exiting the building, turning the corner, and entering the classroom complex. He leads me up the stairs and to the second floor. He pulls open the door, lifting an eyebrow at me. I only stare inside the dim gloom, suddenly filled with dread. Everything could be a trap. Ryota could have already killed Ruri. There are so many moving components to this encounter, so many potential things that could go completely wrong. I turn back to Ryota, who only jerks his head at the door in a distinctly more impatient fashion. Impatience. I filed this nugget into the back portion of my mind that's still miraculously working. Then, with one deep breath, I enter the classroom. Fuck, he could kill us right here. Nah, he wouldn't. That would be too messy. Ryota follows straight behind me, announcing my appearance with a loud crow. And the delinquent arrives at last. Oh, he pushes up his sleeves as if getting ready for work, tossing his keys and phone on the top of the desk, probably in an effort to unburden himself for whatever he has planned. I stop abruptly, my eyes roving frantically across the classroom, searching empty spaces. searching empty space. Huddled in the back corner of the room are two desolate figures tied firmly to their chairs. The first is a girl, the second a boy. I don't recognize either of them, but they look young, maybe in their first year, okay? They're speechless, but even from where I sit, I can see the sweat rolling from their temples and dripping onto their necks, and their knees are clearly shaking. Both of them absolutely terrified, innocent bystanders pulled into this sick, dastardly game. That's when Ryota abruptly pounds the handle of his knife against his desk, blasting my ears with a sudden sound. My heart instinctively jumps into my throat. Hey now! He snickers quietly at the shock that must be evident on my face. Welcome, class. Hate to say it, but you're now in a remedial session. Suffice to say, you've all screwed up in a big way, and it's my job to whip you back into shape. Oh, how I hate it, but someone in this snooty little elementary school has to smack the hands of the naughty ones. He suddenly whips to me, his eyes blazing fire, pointing the tip of his knife right at my chest. Oh, you! Why aren't you sitting down? Oh my god, I sit down, throat dry. Ryota's shoulders immediately relax. Good, that's exactly how I like it. Now, Ishimoto, is it? Oh no! Fuck! I accidentally double-clicked on that. Oh my god, okay. I'm actually gonna quickly go back to that point, okay? Like I don't want to miss a single thing. Oh no, I don't want to miss anything. I'm so sorry, you guys. Like I accidentally just clicked so fast on this. One more time. Now, Ishimoto, is it? Since you came in late, you get to be my special assistant. Oh no! My body goes cold. My eyes immediately turn to the knife. Ryota, reading my intentions, chuckles. Oh, don't look so scared, boy. You'll help me discipline. Sounds like a much better position to be in, doesn't it? Relief courses through me, and I hate myself for it. I shouldn't be relieved. He is a discipliner. I am a discipliner. Whatever he is planning on doing, I will have to cope. I will have to copy. If he breaks bones, so must I. If he saws through limbs, so must I. And if I don't, then all of us will be killed, right here, right now. Because the only thing keeping him playing along is me. What do we have to do? Oh, it's quite simple. He strides behind the teacher's desk and pulls something out underneath. My heart drops. 2 metal pipes, around 3 feet in length, rough around the edges. He rolls one to me. I automatically stoop down and pick it up. We'll take turns inflicting blows on our disciplinees. Good, solid blows that make a nice musical sound. The first discipliner who knocks out or kills their disciplinee loses. Oh my god, the 2 students explode into wailing at this statement. You bastard! You damn bastard! I can't believe you! Please, don't hurt my sister. Don't hurt me. Oh, this makes me freeze! Holy shit, brother and sister, he knows! He fucked us over because we told him all our stories. He knows. He did this intentionally. Brother and sister, I silently watch as Ryota gleefully skips over to the chairs, dragging the 2 students over. Brother and sister, the cruelty will never end. I swear, if you lay one finger on my brother... Ryota stops abruptly. The momentum throws the girl against her ropes, temporarily choking her into silence. Isn't she just so darling? I picked her out specifically for you, boy. Did you? Yeah. Oh yes, and she gets to be yours. I stare in silent horror at the girl. She only turns her head away. Hisao, look at me, Hisao. The terrified boy locks eyes with her, face doused in a mixture of tears and sweat. You'll be okay. It'll be okay. Do you understand? It won't be. It'll be okay. Of course she'd say that. Except the first person to fall unconscious means a loss, which means I have to inflict pain without the promise of comfort. I can't do this. If I want to win, or at least not lose, each blow needs to be felt by their conscious mind. Oh, don't give me that face, boy. Be glad I didn't pick the knife. I mean, I'm pretty tempted to, but then you'd probably lapse, and that's just boring. Something like this needs to be remembered. So, are we ready to begin? No, we can't. I'll go first. Watch and learn. Oh, fuck. He stands over the boy, gripping the pipe tightly in one hand, keeping the knife in the other. I watch, transfixed, even while everything in my brain is screaming for me to turn away and close my eyes. The boy whimpers quietly, eyes wide, squirming about the crude ropes that bind him to his chair. Ryota smirks quietly at him and ruffles his hair. Not gonna lie to you, kid. This is gonna hurt like hell. No. Ryota raises the pipe painstakingly slow, reveling in the drama of the moment. 3, 2, 1. He whips the pipe down, but when it's just an inch away from the boy's kneecaps, he stops. Oh my god! Psych! Oh my... I hate this. This guy is a psychopath. The boy releases a great shuddering gasp, shoulders dropping in relief. Then, without a moment of hesitation, Ryota lifts the pipe and brings it down. Oh my god, crack goes bone against metal, and the air splits from the impact of a horrifying agonized scream punctuated by a shrill screech of metal as the base of the chair grinds against the ground from the force of impact. The boy is still screaming as Ryota steps back, an expression that I've never seen before dawning on his face. Oh beauty, true beauty, how poignant is your sting. He giggles quietly to himself as the boy writhes against his chair, leg forced into an awkward angle. Ugh, oh my god, damn it! This can't go on. I can't let this go on. Then there's just one thing to do. Well, your turn, boy. This is a nightmare with no awakening, a dark tunnel with no sign of light. What use is it? There's nothing left to wait for. It's better to end it quickly than to prolong needless pain. I shouldn't have come here in the first place. I shouldn't have tried to fix anything. If only I had remained unattached, if only I had stayed oblivious, none of this would have happened. I raised the pipe with certainty, hands cold but steady. It would have been better if I had just stayed as a normal high school student, breezing past his final year of studies before the university exam. Alienated from this world of misery, I swing the pipe. The impact rushes assuredly into her skull, splitting it cleanly. She doesn't have time to scream. Oh my god! I straighten, expecting to fear terror. What the I can't right now. I straighten, expecting to fear terror, guilt, fear. The only thing that overcomes me is a wave of nausea. Not the sickening blow of a fever or a flu, something on a deeper scale that flows to the outer edge of my body. A sensation that's slimy and incurable. Murderer, my mind whispers. They're silent from Ryota, even from the boy, not a single peep. The boy should be screaming in fury, he should be swearing vengeance at me, vowing to make me suffer for killing his sister. Ryota should be cackling with satisfaction, he's finally broken me to the point where I've taken a life. The two of them only stare at me silently as if frozen in time. Frozen in... I drop the pipe, but it lands soundlessly, like the world is a velvet muffler. What is this? I step towards Ryota, but he doesn't budge. His eyes remain on the spot where I was. The room is still and silent, and miraculously peaceful, like a scene put on pause, or a stage play in the middle of intermission. A shadow flits in the corner of my vision, immediately drawing my attention. Who's there? Nothing, of course, nothing. There is no longer anything, simply emptiness, because I am helpless, and there is nothing left for me. This is out of my control. I can do nothing more. Death after death, an endless cycle of suffering, living in a world that delights in breaking innocent souls. It's better to just give up and die. If I could fall to the ground right at this moment and just let myself rot, that would certainly be ideal. Or do I need to live? To lie down without a fight, or to set my revenge on the world? To make society resent the people who raised such a monster? A tantalizing thought. This is out of my control, and now in my control. Whoa, are we switching roles? What the hell? What is going on? What have we done? And so I wake. Time has resumed. No, it never stopped at all. The girl's split corpse tumbles crookedly in her chair. If I bothered to look, I would probably see organs slithering out of her skull. I breathe deeply despite the cloying scent of iron, feeling refreshingly alive. You monster! Despite his numerous injuries, the boy writhes against his chair, screaming in a toxic concoction of fury and pain. A truly tragic scenario. But he is obnoxious and hardly influential. It would be better to dispose of him without hesitation. I reached down and grabbed the pipe, crushing it against his forehead with all the force I can muster. Instant silence. I sigh quietly, flicking fragments of bone and blood off the pipe, feeling, for the first time, in total control of the situation. So this is true strength. How I envy it. I turn my gaze to the man standing by the shattered teacher's desk. His face is utterly still, masked with years of long practice, but I can sense new wings of terror beating beneath his breast. It has probably been a long time since a man like him has felt fear, almost an entirely new sensation. I smile absently, a tingle of pride buried beneath my hollowness. This man, with a haggard face, beaten brow, shredded pupils, accustomed to chaos of the highest order, fears me. Who are you? Why do you ask? I see this man's calculation crumbling in his eyes. Clearly, this is a situation he has not expected. You're not Yama. Nonsense. There's no one else I could possibly be. He's simply limited by his preconceived notions, the fool. I advanced toward him, raising my well-worn pipe. Let him burn. Let this whole world burn. It deserves nothing less. Wait! He throws up a hand, trembling with adrenaline, looking for a way to escape. He is such a brave man, and yet so cowardly. I'm waiting. You want something different, don't you? I stretch my sore muscles idly, paying little heed to the knife clenched tightly in the man's hands. An intelligent fellow. He had it all this time, but even though he's drawn it, he knows better than to use it on me. What could you possibly mean? The man is still for a moment, his eyes flickering down to my open ribcage. Oh, but the knife stays at his side. Instead, he raises his unarmed hand, pointing across the room toward the broad window that eclipses the edge of the classroom. I know that look in your eyes. We're not so different, you and I. Oh? This seems like a perfectly acceptable moment to chuckle, but not even a smile crosses my lips. Intriguing. You want bloodshed. I can help you in that. You will gain very little from killing me as opposed to letting me help you. I tilt my head, humming quietly. A sensible offer, but... I suddenly flash forward, holding my pipe with both hands. Ryota reflexively swings his knife, but his actions move like mud to my eyes. I easily catch his blade against my pipe and drive the leverage to rotate into his own chest. The knife sinks softly into his flesh. He stares at me, agape. You could not have been more wrong about what I want, unfortunately for you. I jolt my grip, thrusting the knife deeper in. He gasps for breath with a gurgling sound, no doubt the result of blood flushing through his lungs. I release my hold, knowing the wound will be fatal, and step away. For a moment of deliberation, I decide to pick up Ryota's pipe. A nice moment of irony. I step to the classroom window, a path littered with corpses. Jiro Ryota, an unfortunate boy, and an unfortunate girl. I draw myself to the window, regarding the peaceful sky without emotion. To see smoke cloud that sky, flecked with embers and ashes, I look forward to seeing that day. The new story shall begin here. I casually flick the lock on the window and push it open with my pipe. I would have liked to crack the glass open like I cracked their skull, but I have more important things to take care of. It is time for the city to remember. Is that it? We got a bad end. Well, I figured, because I didn't pick up the phone, that's why. I was starting to regret midway about picking up the phone, but now we know. Now we know what happens. Well, there's our bad ending, so we don't have to, see through it. But anyways, that just means we're gonna go back here, we're gonna actually pick up the phone and see what the hell happened. No, I have to pick this up. Facing Ryota by myself will only result in getting both Ruri and me killed. But I thought it was the police. It's too risky. Oh my god. I meant to not pick up this phone in order to, call somebody else for help, someone who we could trust more, who we're sure we can trust. So with shaking fingers, I answered the call. Who is this? Hello? Yama Ishimoto, I need you to listen carefully. Oh, it's Shigure! Oh my god! This is my personal phone. It cannot be tracked. The number you have been contacting until now has been my work phone. I need to hang up now. Surely they're tracking my number, narrowing down the district and block, and even the last millimeter. But I only clutch the phone tighter. The walls that I've built up, struggling to keep a foothold on my emotions, are starting to crumble. Starting to crumble. The police are in the midst of a manhunt for your person. They sincerely believe that you are the killer, and you need me to turn myself in. I need you to stay out of sight and give me time. What? Is this some kind of next level bait? I don't understand. Don't get caught, Ishimoto. Anytime you might give me is time we may dedicate to catching the true killer. Yeah. But you said you were the only suspect I could trust to avoid the police for the necessary amount of time. I fall into silence at this, the magnitude of her statement only growing the more I ponder it. You saw me at the apartment and were warning me? You hardly were inconspicuous. So, if you happen to possess any previously unknown information regarding the identity of the killer, now would be a wonderful time to state as such. Yes, I do! It could be a trap. It could still be a trap. But I don't think it is. The killer is Jiro Ryota, the dorm manager and counselor of the academy. Silence falls momentarily on the other end of the phone, and I can practically see Shigure's grip tighten. What? How did you come to know this? Shigure, did you get any recent disappearance reports? 3, actually. I need help. Shigure, help. My voice cracks and I hate it. Hate feeling vulnerable, hate feeling open, but I don't have a choice. Shigure falls silent for a long moment, and just when I'm beginning to think that she's hung up, she speaks. Will you live within the next 5 minutes? Her voice is slow and steady, soothing my frazzled nerves. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm not injured. Then, the urgency? Rui's disappeared. I work to speak, but my throat's gone dry. After a moment of silence, Shigure continues. You presume she is with the killer. He must have taken her. I have no time to question you, Ishimoto, so I will ask you this and this only. Are you completely, absolutely certain that the culprit is Jiro Ryota? Yes, he is! He's a madman, yes! I say it without hesitation. It appears to catch her off guard. Very well, I shall send forces to the academy under the reasoning that you may be hiding there. We may be able to find where he is holding Rui. Yeah, that's it? She just takes my word as law. Thanks. In the meantime, stay out of sight and out of mind. Do you understand? But Ryota would see the police coming. He wouldn't stand still. He would escape immediately after killing Ruri. Actually, I'm planning on contacting him. For what purpose? I need to meet with him, to buy some time, otherwise... Shigure violently explodes into strident screams that I've never heard from her before. You gullible imbecile, you moronic excuse for what are you even thinking? I'm taken aback by her sudden flare of passion, but my surprise is quickly replaced by indignance. At least I'm telling you now, aren't I? Oh yes, when it was nearly too late and I would have called the corpse. Oh yes, and when it was nearly too late and I would have called the corpse. Actually, you would have called the new killer. Simply put, Ishimoto, you haven't told me anything. Why would you not speak to me if you knew the identity of the killer? Hey man, I just found this out, like, right now. A very real bolt of anger lances through me. Why? Because I just figured it out. Because somehow, barely at the end of my rope, I found something to cling on to. But I can't tell her that. If I say that I just figured it out, she might change her mind. She might need the reasoning. Who would trust a teenager who just figured out the supposed identity of a serial killer? Right, exactly. I had a good reason for doing so. Oh, good. Do enlighten me. What, you can't just believe me? Need to throw some more tests? Another little riddle run in District 6? Hell, was that investigation in the school just another goose chase? A funny little game to see how the kids at the academy dance? What are you saying, Nishimoto? You're right, I guess. Even while I was figuring out who the killer was, I didn't call you. I didn't ask you for help. Because I knew what you would say. You'd poke holes at me. You'd say that my reasoning didn't make any sense. You'd need empirical evidence. I knew you wouldn't have believed me. You never even needed me as your assistant in the first place. Cold silence descends. I wouldn't have believed you? And then something happens, something that I would have thought to be impossible. Shigure's voice cracks. But you didn't even try. I would have believed you, I would. If you just trusted me, if you just... She falters for a moment, then seems to recover, her voice strengthening. Ishimoto, regardless of my previous insinuations, I need you to know something. I do not tolerate the idiocy of the average ingenuous denizen, much less let them become my personal assistant. You have repeatedly proven yourself through your rational deductions, your level-headed procedures, and your propensity to attack problems from unusual angles. Your input is invaluable, despite our clear disparity in experience. Despite our clear disparity in experience, you have taught me several valuable lessons. Do you wish to know why I pulled your accomplices into the investigations rather than opting for a police unit? Simply put, my permission in the case were barred from the academy. All information I was given was secondhand and thus easily corruptible. However, I was impressed by how you and your accomplices worked wholeheartedly. Yama Ishimoto, I have faith in you. Her words pierce through me. I'm frozen to the ground in shock, wordlessly opening and closing my mouth. Shigure believes in me. I don't even know how to react. Aww, she just had a funny way to show it. But after that meeting with Natsuki, you... Fired you? That was for your own benefit, you imbecile. Or are your eyes too... Oh, never mind. This familiar type of response rings a chuckle out of me, but my mind is still racing. I have faith in you. Those simple little words. Words that tell me that I can do something, that acknowledge my efforts, that tell me it's okay, you'll do the right thing. In the distance, I catch the faint glimmer of the approaching subway, hailed by the distant echo of the announcer's voice. Suddenly, clarity breaks into my mind. It's as if every disjointed piece just fell into place. I know what to do. Thanks, Shigure. I get to my feet as the subway grinds to a halt before me, but Shigure's voice comes harshly into my earpiece. Yama, listen carefully. We are en route, but there are powerful forces behind this case that remain very much hostile. It will take time to arrive. You understand this? I do. I'll get you time. I am extremely uneasy at the thought of knowingly sending a civilian into the presence of a known serial killer. But if you honestly believe you can prevent a death tonight, I shall not stop you. I think I can. Oh, well, that sounds convincing, right? Like, there's no think. You can or you cannot. I probably can. That doesn't make it better. I suppose that's the best I can ask for. I would wish that you might wait until I could convey a firearm to you, but not possible with the current time frame. Possible with the current time frame. I have to go now. Neither of us mentioned that it would also be extremely illegal. Right. Understood. Best of luck, Ishimoto. 1 sec. Stay on call. Okay. Oh! I punched Ryota's contact and set the phone on speaker, waiting patiently. Shigure apparently understands. Not a word crosses her lips. Finally, a neutral tone indicates that Ryota's picked up. Hello? Hearing his voice makes me freeze. This voice that comforted me, guided me, made me laugh. In the end, it left me just like everything else. I quickly shake myself, trying to master my words. He's my enemy now, a stranger, feign ignorance. Maybe I can still grab an advantage. Hey, Mr. Ryota. Hey, kid. That's when I realized that something is terribly wrong. It's some ungodly hour in the morning, and yet he picked up immediately, and he sounds wide awake, right? Almost as if he's been preparing for this moment. I mean, he would have. We saw already that he would have called us. Mr. Ryota, say, you have great timing. I was wondering if we could meet up. Oh, I know that it's like some crazy hour or another, but I have something pretty important to tell you. It has to do with, your lapses. Is that really it? Is that why he's up? I can't bring myself to believe that. Mr. Ryota, I was just... But before I can add anything more, Ryota's phone buzzes angrily in the background. He pauses for a moment. Sorry, kid, just let me take this call really quickly. Okay, and he suddenly mutes. Fingers shaking, I also mute my end, switching to Shigure's call. Okay, oh my gosh. Shigure, did you hear all that? Quite clearly. Ishimoto, about the call Ryota just received, I am uneasy that it may perhaps... Oh. Sorry, hold on 1 second, girl. But that's when I hear Ryota's voice, and I quickly switch back to his call and unmute. Thankfully, Shigure immediately falls silent. Mr. Ryota? Mr. Ryota, did you find anything out about... Nice try, you almost had me. Oh, fuck. Hang up that call with the police first, then we'll talk. I almost dropped the phone, a bolt of panic lancing straight into my chest. He knows. How could he... Hurry, boy, I don't have all day. Okay, fine. I shakily mute and switch the call. I expect Shigure to burst into anger, but she only seems resigned. It is as I surmised. A mole. That, or... She trails off as if the thought is too terrible to comprehend. Ishimoto, knowing this new risk, are you still determined to enter the school? I have to. I can't let Rui go without a fight. I shall bring a unit. Give us as much time as you possibly can. Yeah, I will. And Ishimoto, given the choice between a stupid option and a stupider option, which would you pick? The less stupid one. Wrong. You must pick neither and wait. Please, Ishimoto, you wouldn't enter the lottery nor borrow from a loan shark in order to buy a house. No, it is best to wait and save. Do you understand? What? Just remember this. Okay. I got you. And she hangs up, leaving me alone in the subway. I switch back to Ryota's call and unmute. He chuckles lightly. If you just ask the police for help, I wouldn't count on it. You don't know a thing, do you? No, I know nothing. I know you're the murderer. That's a pretty good start. Hey, murderer is such a harsh term. I like to call myself an artiste with the E. He chuckles again, but this time it comes with a pinch of shrillness that wasn't there before. My foreboding only skyrockets. What kind of insanity has he been hiding? So, hung up the call. Now what? Quite simply, the fun begins. Come to my play, boy. I've been setting the stage. This just confirms my fear. For some reason, Ryota's been preparing to kill me. Maybe I'm the next one on his list. No, I can't let this shake me. I have to stay strong. Talk normally. You've done it before. Yes, all the false bravado of a man in love. I know it well. Did I really sound like that, I wonder? It's so terribly stupid. Are you going to answer my question, or are you going to wax more poetry? Poetry is by far the more interesting option, don't you think? Only for people with too much time on their hands. Okay, I'm just going to skip on some of the old dialogue here. If anything comes up that's different, I will definitely clue you guys in on it, but otherwise I will skip out on this. Okay, so he's saying how he's like, come to my play and don't bring any extra props because I'll take care of it, okay? So he's like, leave your phone and any police toys at the entrance. I'll see if you try to smuggle something into the theater, understand? So he tags on that extra any police toys. Is that it? So not quite. Why are you so hasty to end the call? Am I boring you? Yeah, sure, let's go with that. So then I'll get straight to the point. Okay, then. There we go. So if I go, I won't be able to see Ruri with my own eyes. She could be anywhere. Even when Shigure comes, we won't be able to find her. Yeah. So he just clued us in that Ruri, despite going to the meeting place, she won't be there. So, but am I really in a position to be making demands? There we go. Agree to these terms. Refuse these terms. I don't know. This is new. This is new. Holy shit. Okay. We get the option to either agree or disagree with his terms. Oh, fuck. Okay, so knowing how this played out because of our bad ending. But how though? Because, like, that's the thing. Like, we're in no position to agree to like, make demands though. That's the thing. Because Ruri is not there, and then he would have brought us up into the classroom with the two students, right? And he would have made us, like, whack them. And then, like, you know, play along with his sick game. So, like, I don't know how long we can, like, delay that, you know? Should we try refusing these terms? Because I feel like it might... Because we need to buy as much time as we can, right? But I don't know how much time we can buy if we decide to go along with it, and then it plays out the same way where we got our bad ending. You know what I'm saying, guys? You want to try... Let's refuse these terms. No, if I can't see Ruri, then this entire ordeal is pointless. I have to take this risk. You know me better than that, Ryota. I have to see Ruri with my own two eyes. Who knows? You could be lying. You could kill her before I show up. I'm wounded. Do you really think I would do something so cliché? Well, I didn't think you would be a serial killer, but here we are. Forgive me for not taking chances. Fair enough, boy. I'll play along. Okay. She'll be here by the time you arrive. I'll even let you see her before you enter the school. That was very oddly agreeable of him, enough to make me feel as though I've walked straight into his trap. Then, boy, is that all? Time passes ever on. Can I get anything more from him? Right now, the situation still seems grim. Accept these terms, reject these terms. I don't know. Is that it? Is that sufficient enough? What did he say? Fuck, should we push it again? Should we push for more? I don't want to... Oh, fuck. I don't know. Should we try gambling? Guys, oh my god, this is so intense. This is so tense. I as much as I am good at deducting things, I am not good at negotiation. This is horrible. This is horrible. Oh my god. Okay, so he's agreed to let Ruri see us, or because he said she would be there by the time we get there. Is that enough? I think that's enough. He agreed to it so easily, though. Yeah, that is shady, but, like, at the same time, it's way different from when we had first started, when we could have just agreed, and then it would have played out the same way the bad ending did. Should we just accept these terms? Okay, let's just accept it. I mean, again, I could always come back. Okay, yeah, like I did before, but okay. Let's accept these terms. No, if I'm honest, there's not a whole lot more I can ask without making the request seem downright ridiculous to Ryota. Ruri's going to be there. I'm going to see her. The police will know where I am. This is the most I can ask for. The back of the school, then. I'll give you 15 minutes. I'm coming by the subway station. Yeah, then you better run, ta-ta. Okay. And that's the last thing he says before he hangs up. Okay, there we go. So, yes. Almost blankly, I stand in the middle of the subway platform, phone swinging loosely from the edge of my fingers. And then you run. bolt into a dead one. Okay, so we're going to run to the school and then I'll catch you guys up from there, okay? Okay, so meanwhile, there's a girl hedged in a dark room alone, her only company a crazed murderer who takes pleasure in the infliction of long extended agony. And yet they go on with fast food and martial arts and cram school. There we go, yeah. So that's his only other change in dialogue when he was making his run for it. Now, removal of gadgets, if you may. Wordlessly, I reach into my pocket until I remember. You said you showed me Rui first. He only chuckles at this, not even a chuckle of amusement. It almost sounds giddy. Good, good. You're already learning how to play the game. He turns and points silently at the second floor of this classroom building. Most of it is shrouded in darkness, but just by the window I catch a glint of... Oh, you saw, didn't you? So, phone? All I saw was orange hair. It could be a dupe. Sighing heavily, Ryota reaches for his phone and taps the screen a few times. He only has to wait for a few seconds. Rui, your boyfriend is having some trust issues. Be a dear and look out the window. I stare at the building, forcing myself not to blink, half convinced that if I look away for a split second, I'll miss everything. The head of orange hair by the window turns slowly, revealing a distant pale face, muddled slightly by the distortion of the window. But without a doubt, it's Rui. I sigh breathlessly, instinctively, something that I can't stop in time. Ryota smiles triumphantly. Phone? I silently hand him my phone. Turn out your pockets, pants and jacket. I do so. You're walking evenly, so I doubt you're carrying anything in your shoes or your underwear. Come in, we've wasted enough time. Okay, so he's gonna do his little keypad thing. So he leads me up to the second floor, the floor where I saw Rui. He pulls open the door, lifting an eyebrow at me. I only stare inside the dim gloom, suddenly filled with dread. Everything could be a trap. Rui could have been moved. Shigure could be lying. There are so many moving components to this encounter, so many potential things that could go completely wrong. I turn my gaze to Ryota, who only jerks his head at the door in a distinctly more impatient fashion. Impatience. I file this nugget into the back portion of my mind that's still miraculously working. Then, with one deep breath, I enter the classroom. Okay, so Ryota follows straight behind me, announcing my appearance with a loud crow. And the delinquent arrives at last. He pushes up his sleeves as if he's getting ready for work, tossing his keys and phones on top of the desk, probably in an effort to unburden himself or whatever he has planned. I stop abruptly, my eyes roving frantically across the classroom, searching empty space. There, huddled in the back corner of the room, are three desolate figures, each tied firmly to their chairs. One of them, with streaks of orange hair shining softly in the scant moonlight, is Rui. For a moment, I see nothing else, my eyes fixed on her and my throat closes. Happy? I shuffle forward, a choked whimper tearing out of my mouth before I can stop it. It's only after seeing her that the weight falls, that I realize how long it's been since we've last spoken, that I realize how much I missed her. Then that I remember her, what life was like without her. I brace my hands against the desk to keep myself from collapsing bonelessly to the ground, forcing slow and steady breaths into my lungs. Still alive and before my eyes. She screams something muffled against her gag and kicks the wall. The abrupt noise stops me in my tracks. Oh, it seems the damsel in distress wants to share some lovely little words. Clearly amused, he stands to his feet and swaggers over to the chairs. In one fluid motion, he flourishes something from the teacher's desk and holds it high in the air. A knife, serrated and sickly, the blade glinting coldly at the edges. With a jolt of panic, I leap forward. Don't! He slices down. Time freezes. The tip of the knife whisks forward and over, straight towards Rui's skull, searing the air below it in two. And at the last possible moment, pulls back and neatly shreds the knot of her gag. Oh my fuck! The cloth flutters elegantly in the air, coming to rest on the linoleum below. I force a ragged breath as Ryota screeches. Wahahahaha! Oh kid, the look on your face, priceless. 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 I slump against the desk, my relief too great to allow room for anger. Instead, I stare at Rui, her eyes, her hair, the tip of her nose, letting the memorized image remind me of home. Yeah. Comfort, teasing, lad Christmas dinners and scented candles at a town festival, whispered inside jokes, elbows in the ribs, playing make-believe like two idiots. Rui... What the hell are you thinking, Yama? Why would you come here? Her voice changes octaves with every syllable her eyes are full of tears, but despite her terror, she's only worrying about me. I clear my throat and croak something incomprehensible, then try again. You're okay. Yeah, but not for long. Well, why didn't you just stay home? Because I couldn't leave her to die. Because I had to do something. I guess I got lazy. At being lazy? She snorts out a choke laugh, something almost frenetic, as if she didn't mean to laugh, but she couldn't help it. Well, there's a surprise. She sends me a weak smile. I turn to Ryota, who only smiles lazily in response. You see, I'm a good sport, so very accommodating. You won't find an executioner on my tier anywhere else in the world. Executioner. Executioners kill for a purpose. Executioners are given targets by other people. Is it possible to get any information out of him? Executioner? You mean a glorified hunting dog? So I say with an attempt in a cold, flat tone, but to my dismay, my voice cracks. This only seems to heighten Ryota's glee. Hunting? Oh no, hunting is meant for a practical purpose. For practical purposes, hunting is for the meat, or the hide, or the money from sales. I like to think of myself as a gardener, pruning dead weight so the branches with actual promise can grow. My ID is my employer, my ego, the employee. What the fuck? And don't think I don't know what you're doing. Scraping for time won't bring the police any closer, boy. Do you realize that you sound... No more provocations. It's time for school to begin its session. He abruptly pounds the handle of this knife against the desk, blasting my ears with a sudden sound. My heart instinctively jumps into my throat. Maybe I should have asked for more things. Oh my god. He snickers quietly at the shock that must be evident on my face. Welcome, class. Hate to say it, but you're now in a remedial session. Suffice to say, you've all screwed up in a big way, and it's my job to whip you back into shape. How I hate it, but someone in this snooty little elementary school has to smack the hands of the naughty ones. He suddenly whips to me, his eyes blazing fire, pointing the tip of his knife right at my chest. You, why aren't you sitting down? Yeah, I sit down, throat dry. Ryota's shoulders immediately relax. Good, that's exactly how I like it. Now, Yoshimoto, is it? Since you came in late, you get to be my special assistant. My body goes cold. My eyes immediately turn to the knife. Ryota, reading my intentions, chuckle. Oh, don't be so scared, boy. You'll be my discipline. You'll help me. Yeah, discipline. Sounds like a much better position to be in, doesn't it? Relief courses through me, and I hate myself for it. I'll give you a little choice, boy. Listen carefully because it's an important one. Each of us needs to discipline someone else. That's a given. This is a remedial class, after all. But I'll give you two fabulous options out of the goodness of my heart. Either my disciplinee will be darling little Ruri, and yours will simply be that plastic... Either my disciplinee will be darling little Ruri, or yours will simply be that plastics class skeleton. Or both of us will work on those two other students. Other students? Since when were... Yes, right, the two strangers sitting by Ruri. I look at the back of the room, sizing up the three figures. The first is a girl, the second a boy. I don't recognize either of them, but they look young, maybe their first years. They're speechless, but even from where I sit, I can see the sweat rolling from their temples and dripping down to their necks, and their knees are clearly shaking. Both of them absolutely terrified, innocent bystanders pulled into the sick, dastardly game. Ruri is next to them. Unlike the others, she is completely still, eerily so, like she's been turned into stone. But when I meet her gaze, I see nothing but tears of fear in her eyes. She's ungagged. In a different circumstance, she would have volunteered immediately in order to save the other two students. She would have been brave and fiery and everything the world knows her for. The fact that she isn't saying a word tells me just how scared she is. Yeah. My eyes drift back to Ryota, who only tilts his head. The knife twitches in his hand, and I suddenly piece everything together. He's a discipliner. I am a discipliner. Whatever he is planning on doing, I will have to copy. If he breaks bones, so must I. If he saws through limbs, so must I. And if I don't, then all of us will be killed right here, right now. Because the only thing keeping him playing along is me. I could pick the class skeleton. I would only have to maim plastic, stop on plastic, break plastic, everything would be safe. But then Ruri would be in the hands of Ryota, and watching Ruri get hurt, I don't think I could bear it. I came here to save her, letting her die in Ryota's hands. No, there has to be a different way. But then what? The other two students? That's two lives instead of one. Two bodies instead of one. Objectively, it's the worst decision in every way. Ryota knows this because he knows me, sometimes better than I know myself. Damn if I do, damn if I don't. The ultimate trade-off. I can't give up Ruri, I just can't. But forcing two other students to suffer, just who do I pick? Hoi! This is getting too much. Oh my god. Oh my god. But if I pick the two students, then it would just play out the same way if I were to be in the bad ending, right? Except this time I just have Ruri to witness my madness. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Fuck. Oh god. Fuck. I mean, can we stall with the two students? Can we do that? Oh my god. I feel like this is gonna be worse. Like, yeah, that's what he said. Like, we can't leave her to Ryota because he wouldn't hold back at all. Like, he'd be like, fuck that shit. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. Oh my fucking god. No, 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 no. This is. But what if Ruri gets hurt? Like, she gets maimed. Like, you know, she breaks a leg. Like, I know it sounds horrible, but like, if she breaks a leg, can we still trigger ourselves? Like, you know, can we get triggered that way? Oh my god, guys, I'm gonna probably play devil's advocate because I honestly feel like with the two students, it might just play out the same way that if we had a bad ending, except the only difference here now is that Ruru would be there to witness us going mad and like killing Ryota. Okay, that's just fuck. Yeah. Even if it means Ruru will suffer, wouldn't it be better for just one person to face the consequences? That's what I try to tell myself. If I pick Ruri, then only a plastic skeleton will be my victim, not another human being. She can hate me, but I need to choose this. Then I pick Ruri. Surprise flickers across Ryota's face. This is clearly not the outcome that he had been expecting. Neither did I, in all honesty. Want to play the hero, I see. Yeah, I don't. I look at Ruri helplessly. I don't know why. Seeking penance, maybe reassurance. Either way, it's a stupid decision. She must hate me with every fiber of her being. And even if she doesn't right now, she'll end up hating me in the future. She looks at me tearfully, but there's no sign of hatred in her eyes. She even offers a weak smile. A smile? Why? Surely it's not out of gratitude. I can't even say that it's out of pride at making the right decision. I read her gaze silently as Ryota hauls her across the room. She grunts in pain as he slams the back of her chair against her desk, but that tremulous smile remains. Ah, I understand. She isn't smiling because of the emotion she's feeling. She's smiling, determined, because she knows that it's the last time I can see her smile. I freeze at the realization. A throbbing pain resounds in my chest. The last time. No, I have to believe that Shigure will come. I have to trust that she'll make it in time. Why Ruri? Why my foundation? Why of all people? No, focus. Focus and trust. I can do this. I force a tentative smile, pushing it across my face, even as every muscle screams against it. Ruri's eyes glisten in the moonlight, full of unshed tears. Then Ryota straightens, ignorant of our little moment, and clears his throat. Now, shall I explain the rules? He strides behind the teacher's desk and pulls something up underneath. My heart drops. 2 metal pipes, around 3 feet in length, rough around the edges. He rolls one to me. I automatically stoop down and pick it up. We'll take turns inflicting blows on our disciplinees. Good, solid blows that make a nice musical sound. If you can stay sane for as long as Ruri is conscious, you win. Everyone's a winner. I try to speak past my throat. What? What kind of hell is this? What kind of hell is this? I just hit some plastic skeleton and stand idly by as Ryota wails on Ruri. He hits her until she falls unconscious. That can't be. He'll kill her that way. He can take his time, hitting her toes, then her foot, then her ankle, then her knees, working his way slowly as he breaks her body. Pain and torment without any sense of the relief that is unconsciousness. My hands shake uncontrollably as Ryota unceremoniously dumps a plastic skeleton at my feet. It gazes up at me with a macabre grin fixed on its face. Well, procrastinators never prosper, so might as well get to work. Oh my god. He raises his pipe with great melodrama, and Ruri whimpers reflexively. Oh god. No, wait. I shouldn't have done this. I shouldn't have picked Ruri. Oh my god, but what am I supposed to do? But Ryota's pipe is already in its terrible trajectory, soaring downward, and... Oh, fuck. Ruri's face contorts with agony as Ryota's pipe slams down on her toes. Her screams rips through the air and claws at my eardrums. Oh my god. Fucking... Yeah, we're getting triggered. Shit. She wasn't supposed to suffer. I was supposed to save her. Not Ruri. Not anyone but Ruri. There's a shrill noise in the space between my ears as my vision pulses angrily, tilting my sense of balance. What's the matter, boy? You weren't supposed to. Ruri wasn't supposed to. I thought that... suck it up, kid. This is how lovely the world is. Your play, George the Skeleton's about to have a bad time. He points casually at the plastic skeleton at my foot, completely unaffected. There's not a single shred of humanity left in him, nothing that shrinks back at the prospect of harming another human being. Just pure malice. Yeah. Oh god. Nothing that I can fight against. We haven't got all day, or are you trying to stall? I swallow, mouth painfully dry. I lift the pipe and slam it into the skeleton without much thought. The firmer breaks cleanly, skittering into two pieces. Plastic after all, not very strong. Even so, just the sight of it turns my thoughts to Ruri. What effects did Ryota's blow have on her bones? How much pain is she going through? Boring. Glad it's my turn again. You really know how to kill a crowd, kid. Oh, he turns away and raises his pipe again. No. Swings it down, biceps corded with tension. Oh, God. Stop. Make it all stop. She's not supposed to die. She's not supposed to suffer. Oh, God. Are we lapsing? What's happening? What's going on? My head shrieks with pain as I crumple to the ground, the pipe rolling out of my hands. Agony. Nothing but endless agony. Not her. Not her. Then I'm overcome with a wave of nausea. Not the sickening blow of a fever or a flu, something on a deeper scale that flows to the outer edge of my body, a sensation that's slimy and incurable. Again, my mind whispers. Again, again, again. There's silence from Ryota, silence from Ruri, not a single peep. Even the students in the back of the room are silent. Maybe I'm trying to blend in the background. Maybe they're trying to blend in the background. Maybe they want to be forgotten. Ryota should be cackling with satisfaction. He's breaking me, and breaking me effectively. Ruri, Ryota, the two students, the four of them only stare at me silently as if frozen in time. Frozen in... I drop the pipe, but it lands soundlessly like the world is a velvet muffler. What is this? I step towards Ryota, but he doesn't budge. His eyes remain on the spot where I was. The room is still and silent and miraculously peaceful, like a scene put on pause, or a stage play in the middle of an intermission. So a shadow flits in the corner of my vision, immediately drawing my attention. Who's there? Nothing, of course nothing. There is no longer anything, simply emptiness, because I am helpless and there is nothing left for me. This is out of my control. I can do nothing more, death after death, an endless cycle of suffering, living in a world that delights in breaking innocent souls. It's better to just give up and die. If I could fall to the ground right at the moment and just let myself rot. Okay, so he's lapsing. Or do I need to live? Yes. To make society... Okay, so we're lapsing and we're becoming this alter ego. Are we... Oh, yes. Yes, we are. Except now, what happens now that Ruri is here? Are we just gonna kill... Oh, and so I wake. Yes. Yes, okay. Now what? Ruri's eyes glaze with pain and slouch against her chair, her feet most certainly mangled beneath her schoolgirl loafers. So she is my first priority. I step next to Ruri and reach out a hand, brushing my fingers against her cheek. Ryota does not move. He seems surprised at the motion. I take advantage of the moment, leaning into to press a kiss against her forehead. Sweet Ruri, she deserved none of this. Yama? Oh, am I gonna be at peace? We kill her! Oh my god. She just back! Before Ryota can move, I raise the pipe. One deft final swing that hits dead center. Ruri's neck snaps backward at the impact. Then she rests quietly. I straighten, closing my eyes at the solemn moment of peace in the classroom. She deserves a moment of silence for respect. You monster, yes, how could you? My eyes snap open at the unwelcome interruption and turn to the back corner of the room where the two captive students are still bound to chairs. I'd almost forgotten about them. They're writhing against their chairs, a toxic concoction of anger and terror swimming in their eyes. A truly tragic scenario. But they are obnoxious and hardly influential, disturbing the sacred moment. I tighten my grip on the pipe and stride to the back of the room. No one moves to stop me. Of course, only one person can, and he is currently pressed to the floor in his own shock. Yep, there I go. Whack-a-mole. It's quick work to swing the pipe twice more. I meet no resistance. Being tied to a chair probably has something to do with it. Instant silence. I sigh quietly, flicking fragments of bone and blood up the pipe, feeling for the first time in total control of the situation. Okay, so this is my bad ending again, I guess. Yep. I guess I should have bargained for more. But anyways, I'm just gonna go through this, you guys. And then we can definitely... I'm pretty sure it's gonna play out the same way. And, yeah. And Ruri Hayata, the only one who could possibly have stopped this metamorphosis, but none of that matters now, yes. Yes. There goes, well, there's our other bad ending, there we go. Bad end. Okay, guys, so I'm gonna leave this episode here, guys. We've gotten ourselves two bad endings that kind of sort of did play out the same, in a similar fashion, except the only difference is that we had Ruri involved and we actually end up killing Ruri. Oh my god, that was that's just so, oh my god, that's fucked up. That's straight up fucked up. Anyways, you guys, there you go. So we had two of our bad endings. So the next episode, hopefully I can somehow manage without a guide. I'm still determined to do this without a guide until the very last moment where I will get my good ending. So I'm going to, the next episode, we're going to pick up where we were trying to bargain with Mr. Ryota and see what would happen if we would bargain. We would try to bargain for more on the second time around instead of just settling for seeing Ruri. So that's it. So that's that. I think that's the only way we could buy more time, to be honest, with what Shigure has told us. So yeah, we're gonna try for that, and if not, I might resort to a guide if I am still, trying to work my way through getting this good end. So yeah, anyways, you guys, there you go. I'm so sorry that this had to end this way, but I hope you guys are anticipating to tune in next time to the next episode where we can hopefully see a happier ending to this game. So anyways, guys, until then, bye!